Welcome back to the Big Game Record Series. This time we're dealing with Whitetail. We're happy to announce a sponsorship for the Stag Raw podcast from Cairns Deer Velvet. If you or a loved one have some aches and pains setting in or an injury that needs support to heal, consider topping up your body with Cairns Deer Velvet. It's packed full of amazing nutrients that the body uses in maintaining the immune system, bones, joints, circulation, and general well-being. Find out more at www.cainsdeervelvet.com and use the code STAGRAW252 at checkout for a 20% discount. We have a special offer going at the moment. If you'd like to win a 3-pack of Velvet for your dad this Father's Day, tell us on Instagram Messenger at Ryan O'Connor NZ how it supports the body, or flick me a question if you've got anything that you'd like to know about Deer Velvet. And I'll do my best to give you a straight answer, or I'll refer you over to Kathy at Cairns Deer Velvet, at Sam Cain's mum, and you can ask her. So follow the links in the show notes to www.cainsdeervelvet.com. Right, let's get into number one of the 165 New Zealand Whitetail records. Welcome to the 165 Club for the Whitetail Deer of New Zealand. Up until 2006, the following presentation of 11 top New Zealand Whitetail Deer trophies in order of merit by Douglas score are displayed in the same format and conditions as those relating to all others in the Big Game Records series. Number one is by Raymond H. Hammod, Rees Valley, Lake Wakatipu, 1988. Good vintage, that one. Year of my birth, too. It's a 5x5. So how the Douglas score works is it scores the length. This one has 24 6/8 by 24 7/8. The spread is 21 inches wide. The span, 18.6 inches wide. Then they have a beam measurement of 4 6/8 by 4 5/8, a coronet measurement by 7 1/8 and 7 1/8, and then the basal snags 5 2/8 by 5 1/8. Then there's the forward top 15 5/8 by 15 5/8, the back tine 11 6/8 by 12 3/8. And then all those ones coming off the forward. So first off forward, in this case, 11 3/8 and 10 2/8. And the second off the forward, 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. So beautiful, even head, this one, total of 207. So the New Zealand Whitetail deer are from New Hampshire. And part of the problem with the nomenclature of not just New Zealand deer, but the whitetail in particular, is reports out of a certain place that I'm from in a certain newspaper, Southland Times, stuffing a few things up, namely calling them Virginia deer, when in fact they're from New Hampshire, not Virginia. They even got the numbers sent to Stewart Island wrong, because of course half of those deer that came to New Zealand went up to the Kinloch area and the Dart River area. And so, yeah, bit of confusion. And of course, like all of the Big Game Records series, Bruce Banwell's a stickler for nomenclature. And so he points out that they are New Hampshire deer, not the Virginia type, so to speak. So, trophy number 165, of course, scoring 207. The securing of this trophy attracted a considerable amount of comment within the sporting element of the New Zealand hunting fraternity. Not because of its quality, because that was amazing, but in view of the fact that it was taken by an Australian sportsman in an area where it was considered a moratorium was in existence. Hammond happened to be the innocent party. After 2 seasons of unsuccessful effort to secure a whitetail buck, Hammond returned to the area in 1988. It was directed by a local to an area high on the mountainside where it was claimed 3 Virginians had been sighted, one of which was considered to be an outstanding specimen. Hammod was hunting alone, scanning the surrounding area with the aid of binoculars. He noted movement in bracken fern, and first watching what turned out to be a light-coloured rock. We've all been there. A moment or two later, he observed beyond that rock what he imagined to be some white sticks. Movement in some matagari scrub behind those sticks, and a flickering tail soon convinced him he was watching a fine whitetail buck. The wind was not in the hunter's favour, forcing him to move as quickly as possible to an vantage point at a lower level than his quarry. When his shot found its target, the buck ran towards him for a short distance before collapsing into a small depression. The excited hunter, heart still thumping, fell into the depression as well while searching for his trophy buck. And to go down as number 1 in the big game record books of New Zealand up to 2006. Next we've got Roy Phillips. We're off to Stewart Island, Chew Tobacco Stream from 1985. This series of the big game records is from Volume 4, the Rusa, Sambar and Whitetail, written and compiled for the New Zealand Deer Stalkers Association Incorporated by D.Bruce Banwell. It was published by the Halcyon Press, a division of Halcyon Publishing Limited. Copyright D.Bruce Banwell 2006, first published 2006, all rights reserved.